Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to be exploring the idea of adding transients to a kick, layering kicks with something else to make it sound a bit more beefy, more punchy. So I have a kick example here, and it has a lovely body, but there's not a whole lot of a transient at the beginning there. So there's a tried and tested method of, say, layering a hi-hat at the beginning, shortening it like so, moving it over, and then we'll just play that. And we'll kind of mix it in. We'll reduce the volume of it. And that works quite well. That is used a lot. And the reason why hi-hats are used is because the frequency spectrum, it's across all the most of the frequency spectrum, so it fills up that whole frequency spectrum for a very short amount of time, giving you the idea of having a punchier kick. I'll make another kind of example here. Let's just do this. So there's another thing you can add. You don't necessarily need to add a hi-hat. You can add a clap or a snare, etc. Something like that as an example. And I'll just kind of do that, and the fades are adjusted automatically. I might want to move this one over to get that, I don't know, beefy part of the sample there. Right, so I guess in my opinion that sounds, it adds a new dimension to the kick, and it fills it up. So don't always use what they say you should use. Kind of do the similar thing, but use a different thing, and you'll get a unique result, and that will help you along your way. Right, and that is with a snare. So from that, you can transpose it, experiment with that. Right, so that's more of like a mid-range kind of, I guess, housey kick there. And that stems from just a regular boring kind of kick, quote-unquote boring. Right? And yeah, that is a clap. Another thing you can do, which is pretty neat, is you can add a percussion. Right, so percussion, they are tonal, and they have something a little bit interesting at the beginning. We'll give that a try. Right, so you lower the volume, you mix it in, and without diving into EQing, which you absolutely can do and you should do, but I'm not, just for the sake of this video and the length, and just to give you the gist of the idea. This is it's not so much filling up the entire frequency spectrum, but it's adding something else. It's adding, I don't know, like a conga sound, or it's adding something. It's adding something to the kick. I can't explain myself. Right? There's also a better example we can find probably. Yeah, let's use this one right here. So let's give this a try. We'll just delete that. Adjust the fade here. Do this, and you want them to be really short. Right, so that transient is tonal. So you want to kind of transpose it and mix it to, or not, make it contextually appropriate for what you're doing. And you hear this a lot in minimal music where the kick has a tonal aspect to it. And, I'm lowering the volume so much, and it's a completely different vibe if it's like overpowering or it's like equal to the kick. It sounds like this. But as I reduce it, you'll hear it kind of make sense, right? And this is kind of what they do. That's all well and good. And I recommend kind of doing it this way. Another way is, uh, doubling up the kick here, and then basically finding a kick that you enjoy with a nice transient at the beginning. Let's just, yeah, there's one. Okay, so I'll drag that in, chop it up, and then just place it into the sample here. And well, that lined up okay. But yeah, I'm going to drag that over, and this is my crossfade, and I can crossfade in between these two sounds. So I've effectively stolen the transient of this kick here, the attack, I should say, and I might want to mix that so it's a little bit, a little bit more. There you go. So yeah, that's all right or whatever. But yeah, this will make the kick sound like this, as opposed to sounds like. And yeah, what you can do is, adjust the volume here. And you can do this with other of your sounds as well. You can drag them in and then do that. But at least this way, you have a bit more control. And if the kick is kind of boring to begin with, it's not taking up, the majority. It's only taking up the fundamental anyway. So, you're not going to be having any phasing issues, if anything, keeping it like that. So that is, basic kick layering, which is like 101 that you learn. You can layer anything on top of a kick to make it sound interesting. Listen to like late 90s minimal, and that's what they did quite a bit, and it still kind of holds true. And with Ableton 10, you can group within group now, so you're not limited to, having like your kick bus in its own separate thing, and you can EQ and compress it and make it sound a little bit more coherent altogether. Anyway, I've talked long enough. Hope you guys learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.